Title: Study Skills Not Taught by Teachers, Making Newton Your Friend. Author: Zhen. Insights on studying even without reading. Don't fear making mistakes. Learning from mistakes provides experiences that are much deeper and more intense than ordinary learning experiences. A worm never falls down because it can only crawl on the ground. Possess curiosity. Want to know, where did I go wrong? Why was it wrong? Without curiosity, it's like your heart is already dead. You won't actively think about learning, and therefore won't experience any growth. As long as you have an unwillingness to accept things as they are in your life, you won't fear failure or worry about saving face, because the process may be quite humorous. However, the results may be unexpected, even earning admiration from others. Learning from mistakes leads to deep memories that are more stable than typical learning experiences. So, no matter when you start, it's never too late. The key isn't when you start doing something, but whether you do it at all. Just by doing it, there's a possibility for change. But if you don't do it, you'll just stay the same. And in this era of constantly updating information, stopping learning could mean falling behind. Avoid relying too much on others, circumstances, or things. Develop independence and autonomy. Yet, don't forget the information from others, circumstances, or things. You can take it as a reference or inspiration. People often lament that life is unfair, but as long as there's a little action, change is possible. When small changes accumulate, quantitative changes lead to qualitative ones. Then you might see a different self in life. Keep your curiosity alive. Find it interesting. That's how you can keep going. If your schedule is too packed and you're overwhelmed by information, your mind will resist. As soon as you feel like it's not as interesting anymore, it's time to stop and switch directions. Take a walk, move around, take a break, engage in a different activity. For example, take a shower, meditate with closed eyes, get some sleep, or switch to a different book, explore a different subject. Life isn't just about learning. It also requires relaxation to allow different brain regions to be gradually utilized and developed. People want more because they are not satisfied. They are not willing to settle. Wanting to know more will lead to more enthusiasm and motivation. For most people, reading is a boring task. Just finding a little interesting part in a book brings a bit of joy, and that's enough, because enjoyment can turn into a habit, sustaining the interest further. The desire for pleasure and comfort versus rational thinking, trying to control oneself, could be seen as the angel and demon within each person. When a person only sees themselves, only cares about their own affairs, they may miss seeing the world. The Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. The Tao gives birth to one. One gives birth to two. Two gives birth to three. Three gives birth to all things. Being busy with obeying the inner demon, or becoming the rational controller, the angel within oneself. At this moment, someone is nearby, just about to enter the elevator. So, helping them by holding the elevator door open makes one feel a bit happy. Seeing the flowers, grass, and trees in the park, occasionally spotting birds and squirrels, brings a bit of joy, accumulating bit by bit. This joy leads to a qualitative change. A fulfilled state of mind is possible, because the mind doesn't only see its own angel and demon, but can also see all things in the world. In other words, it perceives the Tao. At this point, the mind is fulfilled, and is less afraid of death. Looking at one's own angel and demon may seem a bit humorous, but there might be some bitterness and embarrassment. Realizing one's own selfishness can be a bit bitter. The sleep memory method. Recite the things you need to remember before going to sleep. Teaching others is like teaching oneself. At this point, you will keep thinking. Here's a simpler and more understandable version in English. To appreciate a teacher's hard work and notice your own shortcomings and areas of confusion, you can start by understanding that when you dislike someone, you don't have to reject any knowledge they offer. Knowledge itself isn't inherently bad. Try moving around, pacing in your room, and creating your own rhythm while reciting things you need to remember aloud. This can make learning more interesting, reduce boredom, alleviate fatigue, and boost memory. Engaging in competitive or high-pressure activities can naturally cause stress. Take a moment to reflect on your inner feelings. Do you feel any dissatisfaction? If you want to live better, you won't want to lose. Pressure can turn into a catalyst for growth, because those crushed by pressure won't move. But those who face it without wanting to lose may take a step further. Studying and life can both be tough, but instead of just complaining about it and losing your spirit and drive, which will never change the fact that it's tough, find what interests you and learn or work happily within that interest. That's how you turn hardship into enjoyment. Everyone experiences temporary memory lapses, and feeling frustrated at not being able to remember something can lead to self-anger. In fact, understanding before memorizing gently gives the brain space and time. In such situations, memories will be lasting and stable. On the other hand, not being able to recall something is actually a good thing. It means at least you're trying to remember, which indicates a search action in the memory area of the brain. Just this action is beneficial for the brain, compared to someone who is too lazy to even try recalling. Activating the brain more through recalling might enhance brain activity, allowing for gentler self-acceptance. and reducing frustration about memory lapses. Next time when you wonder why, please go find the next why. These whys are the greatest driving force for knowledge seeking in humans. Listening is easy to forget. Seeing is easy to remember. But doing leads to a deep experience. The fastest way to learn English is to go to a place where only English is spoken and figure out how to survive on your own.